On the left side of the golden wall, as the orange cheesing Zerg, it's PapaPanda. And on the right side, as the pink Zerg, she's Evariel. Or Evariel. It's unclear. She's Evariel on Wikipedia, but it appears she swapped the L and the R in-game. I'm your caster today, Renegade, and we're here with our third RSL group to be played. Unfortunately, Evariel is opening up with a hatch first. Panda is going for a very aggressive gas pool. This pool is going to pop. Link speed is going to follow. In just a second, it looks like he is going to pull out of gas, so there is no Baneling Nest follow-up to this, and that could mean an expansion behind the Panda's aggression. So, Group B is a little bit unique for a couple of reasons in the Risen Star League. The first reason is there are no Risen members actually in this group, not a single one. I think it's one of only a couple groups where that's the case, but still a unique trait. And secondly, a lot of these players were put together because they're from disparate time zones. It can be really hard when you have a mix of US players and players from other time zones. So, yeah, that's those are the two reasons Eternal put this group together. But Panda is crashing to Evariel's natural. I think out of all the players today, the Kyojin and the Tiny are slight favorites. However, the Kyojin has struggled against Zerg historically, and by struggled, that's in quotation marks, but, you know, if anyone's going to take him down, it's going to be a Zerg. And we do have two in the group. The Tiny can also pose a threat to the Kyojin. Like, it's not like a cut-and-try group like a couple of the ones that we've seen so far in the tournament. This could go one of many different directions. The MMR spread is only, like, less than 500 between, like, the lowest MMR player and the Kyojin. So, I'm very excited to see how this pans out. Evariel does have a lot of work to do defending this. Panda's gonna get the queen. That's going to hurt Evariel's larva production for now. Your defensive spine goes down. Evariel should be able to win the Ling fight. And she will win this wave of defense. However, Panda has softened her up quite a bit. Both these guys flying the flag of the Platinum Heroes. Eagle banner shines brightly, but unfortunately they have to start this tournament off with a team kill. The other teams represented... Oh, okay, alright. This is a really good engagement for Evariel. I think Panda overextended. He's going for a defensive spine back home, as well as 14 more lings. But where is the Baneling Nest? Why is there no Baneling Nest on the field for the Panda? Why? Okay, there's the Baneling Nest for Evariel. I really like this from our pink Zerg. She's going to overwhelm the defenses of PapaPanda very quickly, and Panda doesn't have Banelings, so there's nothing he can do about this. There is a defensive spine. Yeah, so Panda does get the hold position off on the spine, but all that means is delayed mining time. Panda's going for his own counterattack into the main of Evariel, and he does get a surround on the queen. There's even less to defend back at the pink base, so we're going to have a full-on base race on our hands. Oh no, the lings are fighting the broodlings, so they're going to take a little bit of unnecessary damage. And Evariel chooses to go back home. I feel like that's a huge mistake. Panda will have all these drones killed off by the time Evariel is able to get back and defend. Another queen is going to pop, but again, there's no hold position by the drones. That's to surround the queen. The drones are going to fight, but there's too much DPS here. The queen will fall. No, she won't! Oh my god, Panda focused on the drones! What is going on? Evariel goes on a counterattack once again, but Panda did change his ways. He did get up a Baneling nest, so 2 Banelings are going to be here. Evariel wants to make sure she doesn't charge up this ramp and meet an untimely demise to one of these Banelings. She's going to morph in like 10 Banelings of her own. This is good lane control so far. One Baneling goes down. The second one's picked off. And Panda is looking pretty defenseless right now. He can't rally more lings. He's supply blocked thanks to an Overlord going down on the other side of the map. A great Baneling hit from Evariel. He only needs 2 more detonations for her army to break through. The Queen goes down. And Panda's economy is hugely softened up. He's down 6 workers. Oh, this is so much delayed mining time as well. 3 more drones on the production tab for Panda, but Evariel is getting another 2 drones of her own, as well as a dozen more lings and 4 more banelings. Evariel goes for a Roach Warren, just securing her victory even more here. Panda would need to think up some very, very, very high IQ plays to get back in the series. He needs to make a connection with both these Banelings on the links for now. Evariel isn't taking any chances. She's scouting out all the bases, making sure her opponent hasn't done anything cheeky. Here she comes into the main. Okay. Decent Baneling connections here for the Panda, but still not enough to clean up. The Lings are going to finish off every single drone. GG is called. And Evariel in the bottom right corner of Simulacrum. As the orange Zerg, it's PapaPanda. And in the top left, as the pink Zerg, it's Evariel. So, if you are unfamiliar with how this tournament works, exclamation bracket in the chat, each of these groups is basically like your standard GSL group. So you play 2 initial matches. Okay, I need to remark, I'm extremely surprised that PapaPanda did not drop a pool first this game and go for the Spine Collar build. It's so strong, but he seems to be skewing that lately. But going back to the format, so there's 2 initial matches. The winners of those 2 matches move up to the winners match. The losers fall to the losers match. So no one's going to be eliminated if they lose this game, or the series as a whole. So the winner of the winners match takes the group, and they will have the advantage of being able to pick their group in the round of 16 through some form of draft process. The loser of the winners match goes down to the deciders match. The winner of the losers match goes up to the deciders match. And those 2 players will play for their lives to see who the second person to move on to the round of 16 is from the group. Now, there are points at stake in every single game here. Even if you finish 3rd in your group, it's still substantially better than finishing 4th. Why, you may ask? Well, that's because of RCS points. Every event throughout the year for the Risen community is going to have a certain number of Risen Championship Series points attached to it. So the difference between like 12th place and 8th place is roughly 200 points. So cumulative throughout the year, you could finish 3rd in the round of 32 in like 3 different events and end up qualifying for the Risen Championship Series, and later events will likely have a pretty substantial prize pool as we get funding out there. So the stakes are high. even in the losers match, even in the deciders match. I believe I said top 16 and top 12 or something. I mean top 32 and like top 28 is a huge difference. Okay, so Panda is going for a little bit of a later third timing. You can take this as early as 2 minutes 47 seconds. He does have enough gas banked up. Oh wait, no, he's going for Carapace. What? What is happening? Okay, so Panda's going for a Carapace play. He will drop a Baneling Nest. It's a little bit later than you would expect it to be, but this could really work out against Evarier's Roach play. Why, you may ask? Well, +1 Carapace is the difference between a Roach 2-shotting a Zergling and 3-shotting a Zergling, which can make all the difference. Roaches do really high damage attacks really slowly, while Zerglings do small amounts of damage really quickly. So the difference between Lang dying after 2 attacks and 3 attacks is basically half of the health off another Lang, and that continues forward pretty much exponentially as far as the damage curve is concerned, as those Langs are constantly dealing damage to the Roaches. Now, Evariel is getting out +1 here, but that's just going to negate the Carapace upgrade. It's not going to further harm the Zerglings. And that +1 upgrade isn't going to be... Oh, wait, Panda engaged without the Carapace. It's 13 seconds away, but he still has enough to overwhelm here. Good Baneling connections and a natural gun stuff things up. Oh no, the second Baneling in the main whiffs on the Queen. That could have been game ending right there. But Panda still might be able to end the game. He's going to get a wraparound on another Roach, and he's going... And another one. And now Carapace is a factor. Panda somehow miraculously able to save most of his Lings for now. Or, most of his drones for now. Roaches coming to the main to respond to this. The Queen falls. Panda is going in on the drone line. Another surround on the Roaches. Drone after drone after drone falls. GG, and PapaPanda evens up the score 1-1. In the top right corner of Everdream, as the pink Zerg, it's Evariel. And in the bottom left, as the orange Zerg, it's PapaPanda. This group is off to a good start. So far, you've casted 2 of the 8 groups, and there's been a lot... Oh no! Oh no! Heroku would be losing his mind right now. This is inefficient mining. Look at this drone not mining. He's a slack off. It looks like he's mining, but he's not. He's totally not. PapaPanda could be at 16 mining drones right now. But you playing. You playing, boy. Excuse me, Evariel could. My god. Look, I see the Platinum Heroes Eagle over Zerg base, especially a pink Zerg base, and I automatically think Panda. Panda usually is this color. But no, Panda went for a hatch first, as did Evariel. So... will she catch on? She did. She caught on. Okay. Evariel is mining at full capacity. And there shall be no cheese. Oxor7 in the chat is asking who is the best player in the tourney. That's dependent on a lot of things. So this tournament is capped at 5,100. There will be other events that are not capped that way or are capped lower even. But right now we're capped out at 5,100 MMR. There's a lot of favorites to win this tournament, including Coda. I think is a huge favorite. Eternal himself, the organizer of the tournament, is pretty up there. As well as a couple fresh favorites. Okay, Panda's going for a third. Evariel is going for a Ling attack just as his third is meant to go down. Panda is going to hide a base. Ninja third from PapaPanda. She's onto it. She goes immediately to the third, and this will be canceled. This is too far for PapaPanda to respond in time with slow lings off creep. This is a great pick for Evariel. Panda's trying to get an Overlord snipe, and it looks like he's going to be able to. Rip. So, our pink Zerg is going to be supply blocked for a little bit. She is going into a 2-base Roach. Panda is dropping an Evo chamber. It is at the front wall, so it looks like he's going to be going into Roach as well, but he throws down another third and it immediately gets canceled. Panda tries to save the drone. That's not going to work out. Panda takes out the queen. Here comes a Ling attack from Evariel. 3 queens stacked on the ramp to block this off for the Panda. A defensive spine in the natural, as well as one in the main, just in case the queens all die, which they will not. There's too much transfuse here. Evariel can't break through with just wings. How about just lings? Sorry guys, it's 10 o'clock in the morning for me. Okay, so Evariel is sharking around with her lings, just making sure Panda never ever gets a third, but she might have gotten a little bit overambitious. I think Panda has slightly more lings here, but our pink Zerg is going to skyrocket in army supply. She gets out all these roaches. There is no speed here. What that means is there's no retreat for these roaches. There's no kiting back the lings or anything. Once she attacks, she is committed doing damage to cleaning up Panda's army. Oh, well, okay, this could get another it's... She backs up. She's like, are you gonna cancel? Are you gonna do it, Panda? So many lings go down. And Panda is left with no army supply to defend. Melee is about to finish, but there's no lings on the field for it to support. There is a lot of larva banks here. So Panda most certainly doesn't want to tap out. He wants to wait for this melee to finish so he can make those 10 lings. It should be a lot more though. Panda has 1,700 minerals. He's supply blocked. He didn't make enough overlords. Oh no. Evariel is caught in the choke point, so not all of her forces are fighting at once, but that's okay. The drones are going to fight into the choke point, so the roaches are nice and in range. Panda is going to lose all 3 queens. Nope, the roaches are target firing the drones, actually. There are no reinforcements here for Evariel, but I don't think it's going to matter. So much damage has been done. 27 drones go down. Evariel takes a decisive victory in game number 3, and she will move up to the winner's match.